Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So in this episode we're going to continue the series where we go down to Virginia. If you missed the other episode I just aired, it actually has the Fireball Arcade where we paid a visit to it. You can see it right here, all the footage. It was amazing. Just click on the link up here if you want to go to that. But in the meantime, we're continuing down. We're actually doing a journey down. We're going to head there. We're going to work on his Galaxian. My buddy Jason actually has a Galaxian that is a cocktail. And it has a couple things here and there. He got it actually for nothing. And fixed it up. We kind of did stuff over the phone, did as much as we could, and now I'm heading down with some equipment to make sure it's okay and just to converge it and then to add some magnetic strips and stuff like that. So you won't want to miss it. So I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. All right, guys, we're here. Let's go ahead. If you guys missed the other episode with the Star Wars, you can click on this link and you'll see it. But we're here to see the update and work on some stuff. I think it's open.
Hey,
there we go.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Jay?
How was your trip?
What's up, Luke?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Not too bad. You ready to do a bunch of video game stuff this weekend?
Yeah, let's dive in. Let's totally dive in.
Awesome, man.
So show me your workshop. I want to see it in person this time.
Oh, okay. So we'll do this instead of going to the arcade like we did last time. Well, come on down. So when we were working on games back in the summer when you were here last time, I had it all out in the garage and we were dying in Virginia's heat. So my wife for Christmas, Ray got me a electronics workbench and we kind of cleaned out the basement and it's kind of a mess right now, but it's everything I need is in here now. It's nice and cool down here in the summer.
Yeah.
So I don't have to die, when I was out in the garage the way we were doing this before, and it got all my equipment in one spot, which is great.
That's cool. And it's heated in the winter too.
Yeah, it's heated in the winter time. It's cool in the summertime.
This is nice. This is like metal, right?
Yeah, she got it on Amazon.
Like magnetic? That's cool.
Those were like spice jars that we had in the kitchen that always seemed to open and spill stuff in the drawers. So now I'm using it for electronics components. Awesome. And like I said, so far I really like it.
Awesome.
The 301, which I know you're a fan of.
Oh, that's the 301. Yeah,
yep.
I got the 300, and very minimal difference. Just a couple like aesthetic stuff like that. It's just vacuum. Mine doesn't have that. That's awesome. Yeah. So now you're a pro. You're doing more stuff.
I'm definitely not a pro. I can burn myself and shock myself, which is awesome.
Nice. So yeah, so this is a cocktail that you said you got like recently, right?
Yeah, a coworker of mine happened to overhear a conversation I was having that I'd gotten into 80s classic arcade games, and he had just moved back from Texas and said, hey, I have one for you. It's not working if you want it. And you know how I feel about cocktails. They're not my favorite thing. And my arcade in the house is so small that I've got no space for it. But
and
when
it's
he said,
friendly too, because it's like a piece of furniture.
When he said, hey, it's yours if you want it, I was like, well, I'm not going to turn down a poor score. So I went out. By the time I got to his house, he had said, look, it's free. You don't even have to pay me for it. Just get it out of here. I brought it home.
And it was non-working. You said the movers or something messed it up?
Yep. It was, actually, it was, there was fuses that were blown in it.
I'll turn on some light here so we can see.
Yeah, there were fuses that were blown down on the block. I actually went in and insulated all of this and shrink wrapped it.
Oh, it was arcing. Yeah, I remember that. Because we had done FaceTime.
A couple of the points down here.
And it was a mess. It was like a rat's nest down there.
It was. Like, you can see where I redid all the connectors and rewired everything.
They had just electrical tape and right?
Some electrical tape. Others it was just twisty twist.
Really? Nothing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ungrounded. I actually told the guy that I had it, that I got it from, I was like, I'm amazed you didn't set your house on fire as long as you'd had it.
Yeah, you put a new cord in too.
Yep.
I remember that.
That was an extension cord that had no ground on it. That was in there. It was in really, really rough shape by the time I got it.
So this is actually a perfect example of how you can use FaceTime, because like we were literally on the phone. I remember you pointing it in there. You're like, this is what I see. And I'm like, oh, try this, try that, and check the fuses. And some of the fuses are hidden. I know.
Yeah, there's
found out that
3 fuses here, and those are pretty readily visible. And even the
one
manual,
right there.
Yep, and here, this is the one that controls the mechs and the lights.
Right.
Which I actually blew out by accident when we were testing voltages on it. But it's been a really cool restore to get it up and running again.
And that's a 120 volt fan down there, just like the one I replaced on the Outrun.
Yep.
And your afterburner that you had, which you don't have anymore.
Nope. It has a whole new home in New York.
Yeah.
And big shout out to Bob Cunningham. As a matter of fact, Bob came and picked up the game and brought it up to New York for the guy that bought it from me. And As a total side note, I've used STI to ship games, and I've used Bob, and Bob is a fantastic guy to use and very well known in the arcade collecting community, and I highly recommend him.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. So, so let's get, I guess what we're doing here, you were telling me, I remember when we were doing FaceTime, that this is a little short here. It's really tight, so we might as well just make it longer.
Yeah, we'll take this off, and then I'm having some issues with convergence.
You could see, that's why. It was touching the rings right there. So, and they are, I could tell, I'm like moving them now. So we'll adjust that. And we're not going to hot glue it. We'll just, as long as you don't touch it, you should be fine. But this can't be rubbing up against it.
Right,
Because it'll just change it, our settings.
Absolutely.
Cool, and you capped that, right?
I did cap it.
Cool.
Yeah. And
so it'll look nice.
And this is my doing, right? So like, you learn from your own mistakes. After I'd put it all back together, and that's when we realized that I had it touching the rings, and that's what was messing up the conversions.
Yeah.
And but two heads are better than one in this case.
Yeah,
and you
always.
caught it. So we'll go ahead and get it fixed.
All right. So I'll set up the tripod here, and we'll just kind of bang this out, and then we have a whole bunch of stuff upstairs with Spy Hunter.
All kinds of projects we're gonna do.
Quick spoiler: Spy Hunter. He has Spy Hunter in the game room now, and it's awesome. It's in really nice condition.
Thanks to you. And we're gonna try and maybe go fix another one in the wild while you're here this weekend. From what Steve was telling me.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's get cracking.
All right, man.
Hit right on that glob. Yeah, just take the glob off first. But yeah, this is in the link in the description. Affiliate links help me out ever so slightly, and it doesn't cost you or me anything. So yeah, this is awesome. It's by Vice Grip, and I bought these for you actually as a gift.
Yeah.
I brought mine just in case.
And I'm like addicted to using this thing now. It's way better than what I had.
So Jay, every time I come, I always give you something.
Right? Yeah, you're the king of gifts.
So here you go.
What is it this time?
You need this. Give me your other crimper. Confiscated. So this one's good, but having to like press it every single time sucks. This is a ratchet crimper. Just a lot easier. So I had an extra one, so I figured what the hell.
See?
So you got that butt connector?
What are friends for?
So, it has the different colors, so you just put it on where it goes like that. Kind of just make sure this is twisted. Put it right in there until it doesn't go anymore, and done.
Nice.
And
yeah,
it does it to
those
the right
other
torque
crimpers, there have been times I've actually cut through the butt connector. Because if you don't get it on there just right, that seems
slips.
It seems like that does a little bit better job. Cool.
Where's the other one? Oh, you gave it to me already.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna make this a little shorter.
Yeah, I cut it long for you.
So that's about right. So this is all simple stuff. We're showing it just to show it, but But this thing is awesome. I have a link to the description. They're about $20-something. They used to be a lot. I remember back in the day, people wanted $40 for these things. I'm like, I'm not buying that. And then Amazon came along.
Exactly.
Changed everything. So this is too long too. We don't need it to be that long. I mean, it's a little longer than normal, but.
We're done with the desoldering gun, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We use it just because we didn't even need it, to be honest.
Yeah, we probably could have just heated that up with the soldering iron and just pulled it off the way that it was on there.
All right.
Good?
Yep.
So let's plug the fan back in.
Oh, yeah.
That we disconnected.
So we'll, you could always like lube it later, right?
Yeah, we can do that later.
Because the bearings, it just squeaks a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
And it looks new, to be honest, and those fans aren't cheap.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much noise it seems to make, but
yeah,
it is what it is. The only other thing now that we fix this, and once we mess with the convergence, is going to be, I have noticed that the test switch, the operator's test switch, seems really wonky on this.
Yeah, you and everybody else. Every single Midway one I know always has problems.
There are times I'll start the game and it keeps resetting and resetting, and I'll go in and I'll make sure that the contacts are separated, and that
Yeah.
usually clears it up.
Who has them?
Huh?
Wasn't it Arcade Shop?
Yeah, I think Arcade Shop
Yeah.
has it, or it may have been Twisted Quarter. I forget where I saw it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
Yeah, same problem on my Super Pack. Exactly. So
we can go ahead
anyway.
and plug it in and see what kind of image we have now. See
Yeah.
if it's now that we've taken that off of there.
Yeah. All right, so he's back with this thing. We're actually going to move it. I just want to show you real quick. There's 3 sets of convergence rings. Each one has like 2 kind of attached to it, and you want to work from what Arcade Jason was telling me, because I'm still kind of not great at doing this, to be honest. I know what to do. I just suck at actually doing it. But you have 2, 4, and 6. So you want to work from the tube and work your way back towards the neck. So you want to adjust these first, and then those. And we're going to have I guess we have a pattern that we can put up with this. We don't really need a scan line generator to do this, so we'll adjust it real quick. Let me get set up in the front, but that's what you do. We're just basically turning these like this, back and forth. You can open them like that. You can close them like that, and we're just going to take it from the beginning and fix them. Okay, so we have the game on, and right now you're saying we're on the bottom, right? Jay, what was the issue that we were having?
Let's see.
Said like over here, it was a little weird.
So I mean, the colors actually look pretty okay right now.
I move stuff around.
Yeah, when you go into gameplay, what I was having happen in the lower right-hand corner, there was a bit of a curl that was taking place. Yeah, you can see it there, how the level
right here.
indicator, yep. And then we also got to try and adjust the width and horizontal. You can see the ships are off screen, and then this is kind of up there in the top. Okay,
so we just have the game on. I have my TPG here. And you can click on the link if you want to see this. I actually modded it with a little light here. Check it out. See that light? So, pretty cool video, so I can tell if it's on. Hey Jay, come look at it. So it looks like you're cut off. When you ever see like bleed like that, see the green and the bluish? You just say you're cut off. Doesn't matter, I don't know which one I'm touching here. Nope, that's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see?
Yep.
So that looks okay. And it looks a little pink, right?
It does look a little pink. Yeah.
So I might have to adjust the RGB itself. I usually try doing it here by eye, and then I'll go back to the color portion later. See, like right now, that's too much red.
Yeah.
So I got lucky with the one I chose. And yeah, see, that's how it's doing that. Let's try that. Yeah. Dude, I didn't even realize that was messed up.
Yeah, I was going to say, the little black boxes, the checkerboard pattern looks better.
All right, let's switch it and see what we got.
It's still kind of pink.
Let me just, sorry guys, I'm blocking you. There we go. Yeah, it is kind of pinkish.
You know, it's funny seeing it on the TPG now, because I hadn't seen it up until this point. There is a little bit of burn-in on the screen.
I know, I see it.
Yep, but I didn't, you know, up until this point, I didn't think there was any burn-in.
It's more noticeable here too,
Yeah.
because I think in the upright you have the black tinted plexi over it.
Now, the blue lines that we're seeing around the box, are you supposed to see that, or is that a convergence issue?
I think it could be convergence. I'm just trying to get the, see, sometimes you can adjust it out, but I'm trying to get the, see, like that.
Yeah.
Like I just did it. And then light blue, right?
Yeah, light blue.
Which is really, it's hard because it's RGB, so you got to figure out.
Now, are you doing this to the rings, or are you doing
Yeah,
this
see, that's pink.
Yeah, that's very
I'm going to turn it the other way.
That's white.
Yeah, that's the most it goes. And then I'm going to adjust the cutoff again. Just to make it good.
Nope.
That's more pink, so I'm going to adjust it the other way.
That's white. That looks good.
As you can see up there,
yeah,
a little messed up. It's hard to pick up on the camera. Right now the camera looks beautiful, but if you kind of put it up close, you'll see what I mean. So let's go to the next one.
Why is it like that?
That's just the way we adjust it. I think it's set maybe to, what is it, vertical? Vertical positioning.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes when you do that, when you make it too wide, it kind of folds over on itself. You can really see the burn in now.
Yeah.
Right over here.
Yeah, I never saw it before.
And I mean, the colors look like the right colors to me.
Yeah.
But that dims it, so you can see it dimmed, and then that's still visible. We don't want to turn it up too bright. I think you turn it down, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure when you capped it. And you want to do all this after you cap it, by the way, because you could do all this work, and when you cap it, it's different. Actually, yeah, I can see it moving a little bit. It looks okay. I mean,
yeah.
RGB, and then that's white, and then falling things looks fine. And then this is what we need to, you can tell right here. So on the camera, it looks beautiful, right? I'm gonna show you up close. I'm gonna move it like right there. Can you guys see that? It's like kind of red. So that's what we're gonna be adjusting out.
With the rings.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is like, we'll look at this image ourselves. I wanna kind of show you guys what to do on the rings itself. We're gonna kind of move the camera so it's pointing at the stuff we're doing, and then we're just gonna look at it. It's easier with two people. All right, so these are the rings we're talking about right here. We're gonna actually just move them around, and the game is on, so we can't forget that. It's easy to forget, and you touch
The wrong thing.
the wrong thing and you get a little zap.
Or blow a fuse.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking at the rings. So you wanna kinda adjust these right here. So Jay, you wanna go in the front? You can kinda be my spotter. Here, come this way. And I'll kind of go right here.
And actually, why don't you hand me that mirror, Jay, so that way you don't have to come around and I can angle it up if I need to for you.
Yeah. All right. So we're working with these first. So tell me what this does. Well, hold it actually in that area that was problematic. Yeah, right there is good. So I'm moving them right here. You see them getting wider?
Yeah, it's a lot more red.
So now I'm gonna turn it in the opposite direction like that. So I'm kind of doing this now. Is that better?
It's getting there. Now the red's along the bottom side of it. You had it on top of the line
All right,
before.
so I'm gonna move one then. How about that?
It's
Still?
a little bit of red along the bottom edge of it.
So I'm gonna crisscross them. So now I'm moving that one past it.
That looks all right.
Right there?
No, you went a little bit too far. Now
there?
the red's on the top again.
How about this?
It's still on top.
They're so loose. Same?
Yeah.
When I move this, what's it doing to all of them?
The whole image is like moving up and down.
Okay. Diagonal or?
Yeah, like diagonal.
Yeah. So now these here, I'm gonna go to the next rings for a minute. So that's these two. What do I do when this happens? Is it doing anything?
Do that again.
I'm moving both of them at once. How about if I separate them?
That got real blurry.
Oh, that's because they're not aligned? And it looks like it's blurry, but it's like an illusion. So I'll put it back. Sometimes they'll be marked, where you basically mark like with a paint gun or something. Not a paint gun, what am I talking about?
Like
a
colors,
paint marker.
yeah.
So that you can always go back to the beginning. I'm not bothering because they're so loose that they're just jacked up.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
why I'm saying I think we should probably hot glue them in place after. They're done.
Yeah, they're really loose. What about this?
Now the red's gone. Now the blue is up top.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. So those are the things. We're going to mess around with this a little bit. We'll save some video footage for you guys, and we'll come back when it's all kind of dialed in. Okay, guys. So we adjusted it out. What we ended up doing is adding these convergence strips here. You can get them for like, I got them on eBay for like $10, and it gives you like 10 of them. And they're pretty cool. Actually, do you have the package for it? Yeah, it's right here.
Yep.
So this is them right here. Just kind of check them out, and they're actually just shards of metal, of like, I guess aluminum, whatever, with like tape. I can't remember the tape, what it's called, but it's like heat proof, and then it's on plastic, and then it has these little double-sided tape kind of on there so it can stick it. So you do got to kind of clean. We had to clean a little area on the tube so it sticks there. But oh, there it is. It says they're made from styrene plastic cut into 4-inch strips. Capton tape, that's what it's called. Kapton tape for HV insulation. And then 80 metal shielding cut into 3/8 by 3/8 inch squares, and then double-sided tape. So I actually wrote the ingredients here because I want to see if I can just make my own. But they do have these on eBay. Just look them up, you know, type in Convergence Strips and it'll come up. So we decided we couldn't really get the rings. We were trying to adjust them, and then the sides were still messed up. So what we ended up doing is we kind of put this in there. You just stick it inside, back and forth. It's kind of boring to show you, but it's really easy. And then you move it around, and when it's perfect, you just stick it down with double-sided tape. So we put one here, and we put one on the other side. And then as we had this over, Jason, check this out. You discovered it. So there is actually some gum that somebody left. That's ancient arcade gum from what, 30-something years?
Something like that.
So he's just scraping it off. But,
that is gross.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool that people did
Hey,
that.
I'll
it
eat
had
it.
to have been
I'll
in the
eat
80s.
it if you guys.
No.
I'm not really gonna eat it.
Yeah, that'd be like 1 million views on that, right?
But yeah, ancient arcade gum. It's
Yeah.
gross.
I love showing janky crap like that. It's awesome. All right, guys, so we're just going to turn it over. We're going to plug it back in. Right now I have my TPG plugged in, and we're going to put it back and adjust it some more because every board is different. Even though you have it dialed in 100% on the TPG, when you plug it in here, it's slightly off. So there is a grid that we can't really get to, as you saw, but we're just going to adjust it and see what we have here. So what we ended up doing, we put another convergence strip on there because everything looked great, but when you put the board in, the board is different. You know, every board here, I'll turn down the lighting here. Even though we dialed it in with the TPG, we couldn't get it properly on here. It looks beautiful now. We actually did the horizontal width coil, which was frozen when he first tried it, but I guess he hadn't had it turned on in ages, and sometimes it'll happen, it'll heat up, and over time, he's been using it, it loosened up, so I was able to just carefully compress it so that, you know, the free play is visible, and also the high score is visible at the same time. And then, can you start a game, Jay?
Yeah.
Press player 1 there. Yeah. So basically what was happening, this over here was all jacked up. Here, I know you can see only my reflection, but that was all messed up right here. That symbol of what level it was on, it looked like double that size actually. So we used a magnet and moved it around, and we fixed that little corner. It was really easy. So that was this one right here. It was that convergence strip. We just added another one, and it fixed the problem, and we stuck it on there. And then, of course, we glued it on. Here, I'll show you over here. Put some hot glue right there, and you know, that way they won't move. And that's easily, it's like that rubber kind of hot glue. We can just peel it off if we need to. It's not permanent.
Yep.
So we're hearing like this weird sound coming out of the speakers. He has it cranked all the way, and it's not really loud. So we're thinking that the ohmage on this is wrong. So we're going to double check that offline, and he may just have to order like a smaller. It could be that it's too big of a magnet too.
It wouldn't surprise me because
That's
everything
15
else was so
watts.
janky inside of this thing when I got it
Yeah.
that they may have just taken a speaker and just thrown it in there. I mean,
And the
to me, this really looks like an audio speaker for a car.
Yeah, most
mean,
of them
it's-
are anyway. But
80 ohms or 8 ohms,
8 ohms,
15
yeah.
watt.
you got to
So-
check if it's 8 or 4.
I bet
Yeah,
you
you
that's
hear
what
that?
it
Can
is.
you hear that
Yeah,
sound?
I guarantee it's not the right speaker because I tried swapping out my Centipede speakers and I had the same thing happen, and I just put the original Centipede speaker back in and it sounds fine.
Yeah, so we'll check it out, but it could be just the magnet's too big. And, you know, the clue to us is that it looks brand new. So somebody definitely did
Right.
that. Or it could be reversed. Sometimes they do that, where they put the connectors on wrong. So we'll check it out. We'll do that offline. It's not a big deal. But yeah, we just wanted to mention it. So there you go. All right,
Great.
So it's all buttoned up. Let's work on the next project here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna cut it right there. We actually had a few other things that we were doing. We played games after that, and we actually went to Buffett's place, which I'll show in a future episode, the almighty Buffett, the arcade buffet. You know, a lot of people say it differently. We paid a visit to him, which you'll see here. You'll see a couple of footage and stuff, and you know, he had thousands of monitors and awesome guy to work with. So we actually brought it to his place, and he kind of looked at the PCB because I had an audio issue where we weren't sure, where the audio was a little messed up, and it turned out it needed to be recapped and a couple things swapped here and there, and it fixed the problem. So it's really cool. He lives about 10 minutes away from him. That's why we were able to go there. So that is coming soon. You'll see the episode shortly. I just had a lot of stuff. I was going to make a gigantic episode, but I said, you know what? Let me split it up into these little ones. I can kind of talk about it as well. So that about does it for this episode. Don't forget to hit me up on Twitter. It's @DelsArcade. We're going to be doing an announcement shortly on the TPG. You can actually win the TPG from Crafty Mech. Aaron has been really cool about his 5-year anniversary, which is actually in April. And because we're hitting 3,000 subscribers, I asked him, I said, hey, why don't we just combine everything where you have to subscribe. So I'll have that link. Just follow me on Twitter. Be sure to do that because I'm going to post a link over there. I'm not going to post it here. Sometimes YouTube gets a little funny with the stuff they do when you're linking to contests and all that. So just to be safe, I'm going to put it over there. So you'll see it down below. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's the same username, Dels Arcade. I post pictures there with stuff I'm working on. And the last one, of course, is subscribing here. And thank you for all those who have subscribed, because we're about at 3,000. We're only a few away now, and you know, I couldn't have done it without you guys. This is just some hobby that I just explored over time, and it grew into this, and I wanted to share it with you guys and kind of, you know, just pay it forward. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I guess that about does it for this episode. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care.